Hi, thanks for tuning in. I thought I was going to try to give a short video on as to what went on over the last 3 days in court. I I got told late on Friday night through the family, because the family are anything legal, it comes through the family first and then it comes to me. So as I don't jump on an aeroplane or something, if it comes straight to me, they'd never know anything about it. Consequently, I found out Friday that late Friday I was in court Monday morning, and it was a 3-day trial. So got there Monday morning, and the barrister came up to me and told me that he wouldn't be representing me because and someone else had been put in his place. And so we went in, and it was someone who knew totally nothing about it. And what happened? First out the gate was swearing in a jury. So they had all the jury came in, swore the jury in. Asked was there any witnesses in there. No witnesses, no friends of witnesses. So the 12 they picked was right. Then what do we have? Oh, then it was out for a legal argument. So I believe the jury left, and then they had a legal argument as to whether my bad character could come in. That's right. The prosecution wanted my bad character in, and my barrister would put a motion in to have it out, and they were going to discuss that. Anyway, after lengthy discussions, all the bad character was out. The jury weren't going to get any mention of my bad character, previous convictions. Then I was given so I was on 5 charges, I think, 4 charges, 3 pertaining to breaking my bail conditions, because I was on a 9-month suspended, and I'd already pleaded guilty to that, apparently, because it was evident that I was within a foul 100 metres. So they wanted to put those together, deal with them last, because I was to be sentenced for them. There was, I was getting sentenced for it. I'd broken it. And the other charges were against, I believe, Mrs. Smith, Marion, and the Haycocks. So I was going to be dealt with them separately. So all they was going to deal with at first was me in trouble for having protest that day. So we had the jury back in, and was it back in first? Oh no, we had another legal argument. Was it? No, very quickly. They didn't want to face me. They needed to have a curtain or television link, Anyway, we had no objection to that, and so they could have a curtain. So the jury was back in, and they gave their evidence. My barrister was ever so good. She asked a few questions, and it seems that they know exactly how to word because in their statements it's how they felt. You see, they felt harassed, and they felt scared and stuff. If you say those things, they thought it'd be like a magic bullet, as it were, but they see straight through that, asking them various questions. Anyway, what went on from there? Then it was it was jury out, I think. So they gave their evidence. Then they were out. Then we had another legal argument, I believe, uh, about the video, because I'd mentioned to my barrister for the first time, because she's a new barrister, that it was all on video, it was all filmed. So we had to go at another legal argument for the judge. Prosecution weren't happy because it was so late in the game. Accepted my account, in as much as I gave it to my solicitors maybe a week or so before, and they said they'd passed it on, and apparently they hadn't. Anyway, after them not prosecution not really wanting it to be played, and because they've already thrown out bad character, they were going to have to see the film first, because there is some referral back to like my bad character. I'd said things about, well, yeah. So they wanted to see it. So I had to come back to Dover, pick it up, go back to Canterbury, and they watched it overnight. That was the plan anyway. So Tuesday, we had started up again, and prosecution didn't want it played. The judge said, well, if we've got eyewitness account, there's nothing better than it's like a gold standard, isn't it? It's an eyewitness. So we had to prove that it was done on that day through various means, proving it, because it wasn't time stamped. Anyway, prosecution accepted, yes, it was the day, and that, so it was going to be used. But before did the jury see it? Did the jury see it? I don't believe the jury see it. Anyway, cut a long story short, after watching the video, the judge came back. In the meantime, my barrister had put forward a no case to answer. Came back. The judge said, well, he was going to go along with my barrister, in as much as he was going to direct the jury now to find me not guilty. So they brought the jury in, told them, what the procedure is, that if the judge thinks and the reason why it was maybe a bit late in coming, in as much as it was filmed and it being entered late. And he then told them that they were to find me not guilty. So they went through all the procedure. How do you find not guilty? So then the judge said that he was going to relate to the jury all of what had been going on behind the scenes, and why they were that in the wait whilst they watched the film and such. Anyway, cut a long story short, the judge said that the posters, well, although they were badly written and he didn't think they could read them, but all the evidence all on there was the truth. And he said that the government of Australia had done a commission, and he told them all, that what I had been accused of, these placards, finding all these paedophiles, unreported paedophiles, it was true, and anybody could find it if they were to so wish to see it on the internet, And so it was a great witness. And what else did he say? I think that was it virtually. He told them all about my past and things I'd done in the past, and what else? It was absolutely good. Anyway, it was good. It was, and so it was a victory and a vindication as well. And so it finished then, and we were going to come back. I had to come back for sentencing because I was going to be sentenced. I got sentenced, yeah, on for Wednesday. So got there Wednesday, and it was good. Well, you know, there was always a chance that I'd broken it, and I was off to prison 9 months. You know, no one gave me that it wasn't, and that's how we went forward because my barrister was looking through the law, and the only other thing they could do was impose a fine, I believe. Yeah, the only thing they could do was impose the fine. So anyway, got before the judge, and the judge said, they'd said right at the beginning that, you know, that's why they was going to leave sentencing until last, because it had been such a big cock up in these restrictions that I was under. He said they were unproportionate to the offence, and so he went through the prosecution. Prosecution wanted the sentence served, and it was because it was so badly worded. Now I've managed to find what I was given at the end of my last court case in Canterbury, right? So it's my last one. And this was so it's got here sentencing. In relation to the offence of harassment, alarm, or distress, racially aggravated, contrary to public order, the court imposed a suspended sentence order for a term of 9 months imprisonment, suspended for 2 years. With effect of the suspended sentence is that if I commit any further offences punishable by imprisonment or breach of any of the requirements within the period of 2 years, then the expectation is that unless it would be unjust to do so, you will have to serve the whole or part of the 9-month sentence in prison. And then it goes on to give the restrictions. So furthermore, the court imposed a restraining order, and the terms of that order are as follows. You must not go within 100 metres of regularly held or special events organised by Jehovah's Witnesses anywhere in the UK. You must not display or place any literature in poster form or otherwise on the highway without prior written consent from the local authority or county authority within the UK. You must not enter any private address of any known Jehovah's Witnesses or their family members, save for his one family members. Oh, I don't know, terribly written this is, and terribly read. Or specified friends who are members of Jehovah's Witnesses, not to attend any grounds or boundaries of Jehovah's Witnesses' place of worship in the UK, and you must not attempt to contact directly or indirectly Roger Bishop or any known member of Roger, that's where it stops, Bishop's family, take it. So these restrictions were well, the judge said, you know, judge made, he said, where would he go for this written authority? And, you know, it was, anyway, he went through it, and at the end of the day, they said they was going to give me a fine, so I got a £180 fine. And at the end of it, what I thought was quite nice and funny. Right at the end, he said, Mr. O'Hare, he said, it may appear to you that after listening to all these legal arguments and the way this case has gone, that you can now go away and do exactly what you like. But that would be a big mistake to think so. He says you're going to remain on these bail conditions until the 16th, where I will then be given new bail restrictions. So, so it was great. Yeah, really. And what else? He made some. I'm hoping that there was a couple of witnesses in the gallery, and I'm hoping that they'll remember more of it than what I've remembered. Plus, I'll get a written thing from the solicitors. So it was all good news, really. So it was great news, and I hope everyone's well. And all I'm hoping now is that I get these new restrictions and get me new van, and we'll start the engine up again and get going around the country. Yeah, so good things to look forward to. So you all stay safe and stay strong, and catch you later.